He who requires much from himself and little from others will keep himself from being the object of resentment. No one is useless in this world who lightens the burdens of others. To be wealthy and honored in an unjust society is a disgrace. Your time is way too valuable to be wasting on people that can't accept who you are. You talk when you cease to be at peace with your thoughts. As he learns the truth will automatically free him. He who knows his enemy and himself well will not be defeated easily. Behind every beautiful thing, there's some kind of pain. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. A life fueled by passions is like riding on the back of a dragon. All the fish needs is to get lost in the water. All man needs is to get lost in Tao. Thinking something does not make it true. Wanting something does not make it real. We can't avoid reasoning. We can only avoid doing it well. One may know how to conquer without being able to do it. You show me a capitalist, and I'll show you a bloodsucker. In the end, it will all work out okay. The end isn't final if we're not okay with it. The moon does not simply disappear when we are not looking at it. Here, in this quiet place we own, worlds are born. Run the voodoo down. This place has only 3 exits, sir: madness and death. The big lesson in life, baby, is never be scared of anyone or anything. Sometimes the questions are complicated and the answers are simple. When you walk in silence, your excellence will always speak for you. Earth's crammed with heaven, but only he who sees takes off his shoes. I believe in looking reality straight in the eye and denying it. Go to heaven for the climate and hell for the company. The truth is not always beautiful, nor beautiful words the truth. I'm a greater believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it. When you lose your smile, you lose your way in the chaos of life. I can chase you, and I can catch you, but there is nothing I can do to make you mine. It's good to do uncomfortable things. It's weight training for life. The invariable mark of wisdom is to see the miraculous in the common. Don't look to the approval of others for your mental stability. Great things are done by a series of small things brought together. Truth that came too late was as useful as a meal to a dead man. To bear and not to own, to act and not lay claim, to do the work and let it go, for just letting it go is what makes it stay. Treat your men as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. When you procrastinate, you become a slave to yesterday. A real scientist solves problems, not wails that they are unsolvable. Hearing voices no one else can hear isn't a good sign, even in the wizarding world. Cleverness isn't always true, nor is the truth always clever. I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened. Your words start to lose value when your actions don't match. Feel your emotions, live true your passions, keep still your mind. Over time, hidden truths morph in the dark soil of deceit into something much worse. Convince your enemy that he will gain very little by attacking you, this would diminish his enthusiasm. Don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. You can't blame gravity for falling in love. Nothing happens until something moves. If you know yourself, but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. Men of this world all rejoice in others being like themselves and object to others not being like themselves. 3 rules of work. Out of clutter, find simplicity. From discord, find harmony. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. In order to attain the impossible, one must attempt the absurd. I have never known any distress that an hour's reading did not relieve. It's not the men in your life that matters. It's the life in your men. Correct your mistake as soon as you have found it. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. I cannot trust a man to control others who cannot control himself. Failure is the condiment that gives success its flavor. When we embrace who we are, the world embraces us right back. You don't destroy what you want to acquire in the future. There is no instance of a nation benefiting from prolonged warfare. Many things that don't really mean so much of anything are wonderful. If you don't take risks, you will always work for someone who does. If truth is not acceptable, it becomes the imagination of others. There is no wealth like knowledge, no poverty like ignorance. Forget injuries, never forget kindnesses. Only one who devotes himself to a cause with his whole strength and soul can be a true master. For this reason, mastery demands all of a person. Always blow your own trumpet. Blowing someone else's is unhygienic. There's more beauty in truth, even if it is dreadful beauty. Time bows to authentic commitment, and it stretches to accommodate it. Life before death, strength before weakness, journey before destination. He was a lonely ghost, uttering a truth that nobody would ever hear. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. You will do foolish things, but do them with enthusiasm. In the end, you should always do the right thing, even if it's hard. I'm not afraid of death. I just don't want to be there when it happens. Focus on making yourself better, not on thinking that you are better. Things joined by profit, when pressed by misfortune and danger, will cast each other aside. Great understanding is broad and unhurried. Little understanding is cramped and busy. The man who has forgotten self may be said to have entered heaven. Maybe everyone is just waiting for someone else to save them. We reveal most about ourselves when we speak about others. A man should look for what is and not for what he thinks should be. If you're treated like a puppet, find a new ball of string. Dream as if you'll live forever. Live as if you'll die today. Stay close to anything that makes you glad you are alive. We destroy in assumptions, but we do not build in possibilities. You can't be brave if you've only had wonderful things happen to you. Don't depend too much on anyone in this world, because even your own shadow leaves you when you are in darkness. When inequality takes root, a garden of problems flourishes. The most important person you meet in life is your highest self. Oh, darling, don't be bitter. It's the first instinct of the weak. Unless you enter the tiger's lair, you cannot get hold of the tiger's cubs. You ask me if I keep a notebook to record my great ideas. I've only ever had one. If you think you are too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. When you know what you want, and you want it bad enough, you'll find a way to get it. I never fail. It's just that the people around me succeed more than I. People don't always want to be with people. It gets tiring. I'm glad I see with my eyes and not the pages I've read. No matter how good you get, you can always get better, and that's the exciting part.